real quick, let's get that label up there because I want to yell. And I feel like Shaq would be a good guy to yell with me.
Well, I'll take a drink.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Well, first do it in order, please. I'm hoping I can get everyone to slowly start hating the government as much as I hate the government. And I don't believe they're nefarious. I just believe all they want is money. And their job is about as good. It's basically when there's one cable company, there's a 7-hour window. I mean, what other business says we'll show up at your house between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. except for a company that has a monopoly on a business? Competition breeds that stuff out. They make calendars and schedules, and they do it every half hour. They don't give you 9-hour windows. I may have brought up Mangria. You have to come up with a label. And we talked about it on the show. And I said, well, we're coming out with the white Mangria. And I talked to the guy in Napa, and I said, well, just put the same label on the back of the thing. It just says the story of Mangria. Just put it on the white, put it on the red. It already got approved for the red. So I said, let's just put it on the back of the white. And then you have to put it through the, ATF. There's, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, whatever, board that okays. Basically, what they're saying is you may conceive of, manufacture, and distribute this product and give us 1/3 to maybe 45% of whatever you make off of it. You're now free to do that. We're not going to do anything. Fine. So we gave them we just gave them the old label, which they'd already approved. And they looked at it and said, we don't approve of this. And we said, well, we know you did before because we already went through this process with you before. And they said, yeah, well, we don't approve of it. And by the way, we don't approve of 100% gluten-free. Just make it gluten-free. And we said, all right, we'll make it gluten-free. And then they said, we don't approve of that either. And then we said, well, you said you couldn't do 100%, but you could do gluten-free. And they said, yeah, we said that, but we're not going to approve it. But at the same time, the mango flavor and they approved gluten-free on the mango. By the way, everyone says everyone says why all the time. Why? Or what were they thinking? Nothing. They don't give a shit. Answer is, what are you going to do? Go across the street and go, you know what? I'm taking my business to the other alcohol, tobacco, and firearms place on the corner. I know a good guy I went to high school with. His parents run an alcohol, tobacco, and firearms company, and they'll approve my label, so screw you. No, you have to go through their business. Otherwise, you have to use them or you're a felon, basically. So they can just do whatever they want, and they don't give a shit.
That inconsistency is insane, though. And by the way, I might make a case that the government needs more bodies in it when a department is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Yeah. It seems like they're biting off more than they can chew. But all right.
One doctor does ear, nose, and throat. That's not
Touché.
3. That ain't 3 Jews. That's 1 Jew.
But that was so
right.
In a way, don't you feel bad like you're going to get the guy who originally approved it in some trouble? Like,
I'd love to get him.
He just rubber stamped that. It was like 3:30 on Friday. He wanted to get out early.
Nobody gets into trouble. That's the beauty of it. So, all right, they won't approve of the label for the white that they already approved for the red, which we've been selling for 6 months. But all right, so be it. So I said, fine, I'll use this as an opportunity to cook up a new little. By the way, it's the size of a postage stamp, and it's on the back label. So I write.
Drunk people don't read anyway.
I go home and compose. Oh, you couldn't write that.
I know.
At last, the swarthy Latin lover that is Adam Carolla's Mangria has found his soulmate, a sweet, fair-haired peach. You get it? Mm-hmm. Of a senorita with a great pear, spelled like a pear. But watch out, boys. This blonde bombshell packs a punch. They write back today. You can't say packs a punch. This is their official documentation. You can't say packs a punch. Now, packs a punch could mean high alcohol. Could mean a lot of things. Could be zesty. I don't know.
Could be the taste.
Could be the taste. Could be anything. Can't say packs a punch. Can't do anything that alludes to any form of intoxication, except for that's the only reason the people consume this product. And then I was yelling at Mike today while I was driving. He loves these phone calls where I call him at noon and start yelling. He's trying to walk his fucking dog, and he's got his kid with him. don't we have a labeling system on everything that explains what's inside of whatever? Hairspray isn't meant to be lit on fire, but it says flammable. Cigarettes are meant to be enjoyed, but it says it will kill you. Like, we tell you what everything does to you. Booze gets you fucked up, but it does not say anywhere on the label that this product will get you drunk. Someone should be able to sue them for not telling them what it does to you. If I said, oh, goes down smooth, you can hardly feel it, and the next thing you know, Nick Santora took a bottle to his head and then got in that RAV4 and went into oncoming traffic.
Do you ever see the documentary, This Film Is Not Yet Rated?
Yes.
What you should have done what the filmmakers did in that, which is your version should have been, this bombshell will fuck your shit up, boys. And then when they said no, just dial it back a bit to packs a punch, and then they would have sent it on through.
So they would not approve the label that they originally approved. And, by the way, this is, again, we're going to do all the work. They're going to collect the revenue. They're in for a bigger taste, pardon the pun, than the company that is going to manufacture this stuff in Napa. The government will make more money. They will never have to leave their house. They'll never get on a plane. They'll never go on a Mangria tasting party. They won't have to bottle, cork, ship. They'll do nothing, and they will make more money than all of us, except for they're going to retard this process by being retards and doing this. And is there any recourse where I can go to them and go, hey, fuck you, I'm making the product, and where's my creative license? Like, what fucking country are we living in? Packs a punch? Really? You're allowed to just say no. And by the way, once they say no, just go back and try it again. Or remove some of the words that you've created and make your statement a little less effective. And then we'll let you put it on the bottle that you manufacture.
And they're just not willing to hear any argument because when you read it in its entirety, you make puns about peach and pear. Fruit punch goes along with those previous puns. It all sort of works in that regard, but they don't want to hear that. Nope, we're reading your mind. We know what you're suggesting is intense drunkenness.
Well, also, whereas most sangria is a lower percentage of alcohol. Wine comes in 13, 14%, or anywhere from 12 to 15 or something like that. Sangria is wine that has some juice in it and some other flavors. It's cut. It's stepped on, as we say in the business. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like when I take the Boda bag that's up my ass and just empty a bottle of 7-Up into my ass. Mm-hmm. It's like that. It's stepping on it. So here's the deal. Regular sangria probably comes in at 9, 10% alcohol, maybe 8 or 9% alcohol. This comes in at more than twice that. So shouldn't you be alerting the people that are buying this?
How did our friends at Sledgehammer call their wine Sledgehammer?
I don't.
I know. Asking why is.
How about this?
Wise.
How about this paradox that both of which work against one Adam Carolla? You talk about these overly vigilant people at the ATF, and yet you deal with security guards who are anything but vigilant about doing their job.
Yeah.
They're not doing
it's the same
anything.
general message, which is no and go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know what it is? That's exactly what it is, Allison. I have always contended that there is I would say a majority of people in this country that have the lunch lady syndrome, which is if you have if you have a sliver of power, you will wield it to obnoxious degrees. There are a lot of people who suffer from that.
Yes.
I can do this to you, then I'm going to. I'm going to be a jerk about it because I can.
You do not realize what happens to your attitude and your work ethic when it becomes, well, go find another building to do a sports show in. Or go create your own government entity to approve your label. You don't realize how quickly you don't realize when there is a restaurant and you're the only restaurant or the only choice at anyone, you don't know how bad the service would be at that restaurant if it's the only thing that keeps people in line is a bunch of restaurants hustling for your buck. Yeah. So anyway, the question is what now? Argue with them, alter it. They end up winning because you just go, fuck it, I want to get the product out there. But they're clearly wrong. You should be able to say packs a punch. And yes, that could mean spicy. It could mean zesty. It could mean a whole bunch of different things.
Maybe the easy solution is just say this blonde bombshell's flavor packs a punch. put some word in there.
Or packs
It
Fruity
waters
Punch.
it down. This is the best version, but if you want to get your
I don't know if they
punch
would accept flavor. But see, they don't. They're wildly inconsistent, and everything is a 2-week wait
And they
with a
already said
submission
no to
thing.
these
So they're
two
saying
words,
no.
yeah.
All right. So
Let me just boil it down to you for this. Maybe it should just be best enjoyed, not after you just brush your teeth.
All right,
That's the end
good.
of it.
Listen, I got to get some fertilizer into a rented van, so I got to take a break here for a second. All right. And again, all you guys who do nothing but complain about me complaining, buy a house and attempt to build something on your land. Try to launch a product. Go ahead, go. It's so easy for you asswipes to sit in your rent-controlled apartment in Santa Monica and turn your nose up at me. Well, what are you doing? No. Try to do something and then tell me how much you love your precious government.